Okay, my friends, we're ready to get started on making our very own sharks at home. And parents, this requires a little bit of prep from you before probably inviting the kiddos to come join you. You don't need to, it's a little bit of prep, but the biggest, I guess, skills we're working on here is basically following directions, and there's also some good fine motor finger muscle building in this activity as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So parents, what you're going to need to prep for your kiddos. First off, you're going to use a sheet of paper. I use dark blue, kind of like the ocean, but you can use any colors that you might have on hand. Even if you just have white, you can have your kiddos color it, whatever you got to do. So one piece of paper, preferably blue for the ocean, and then my good old pal, the newspaper again, because gray construction paper is very hard to come by. So, and I think it kind of looks kind of cute, kind of rustic that way. So I just cut it to match the paper. So it looks a little like a shark head coming out of the water. So kind of rounded with a little point on the top where the shark's nose is kind of what you're going for there. So that's that first thing you prep. You're going to need a mouth for your shark. I just did the good old fold in half and cut into a circle to make a nice oval for the shark's mouth. And then this is the part that your kiddos are going to really get the chance to do. I just took a strip of white paper, and then I used a ruler to to trace lines to make a bunch of little triangles in my paper, and I did it from end to end to make it a lot easier for the kiddos to cut. This is a great skill if your kiddos are kind of just starting to learn how to cut by themselves. This is a pretty easy one because it's basically just one or two steps and then they're good. So just kind of cut it into little triangles like that and make it into like a zigzag. I did zigzags across and then added the line down the middle, and it turned out to be a little too big. So go ahead and prep this on a white piece of paper for the shark's teeth. We can also talk about how the shark's teeth are shaped like triangles, right? And they have three sides and 3 points, and they're nice and pointy for when the shark gets hungry. And then the last thing you'll need, I have these googly eyes that I'm going to use for my shark, but if you don't have googly eyes, I understand. You can always just have your kiddo draw in whatever eyes they want. You can draw in a nose or fins or whatever. This is kind of the base, and then your kiddos, as usual, can just kind of add as they want to and kind of enforce that creativity a little bit. So once parents have prepped everything that needs to be prepped for this, you can let your kiddos kind of jump in here, and we're going to take this step by step. So the first step would be to glue on our shark head onto our paper, right? You can use any kind of glue. I'm going to go for the liquid glue this time. And liquid glue is good because you have to squeeze it. It's really good for little fingers because it's not the easiest thing to do to squeeze out. This is also something that probably should be monitored pretty thoroughly by parents. And so you don't get puddles of glue all over the paper because that does happen. I'm gonna go ahead and glue my shark head on there. So I'm gonna go around. And like I said, this is such good. You don't think about how hard these skills are as an adult, but little fingers can have a really hard time with glue. It's a good skill to build at home or in preschool before they get to kinder, because they definitely are going to have to do it in kindergarten. Okay, and I'm going to glue it right on there. Kind of match up the flat end a little bit. And another thing I love about clear glue, glue is it dries clear. So if you make a little bit of a mess, it always dries and goes away. Which is awesome. So there's my shark head on my paper. I'm going to continue with the mouth. I kind of want for like an oval shape, like it's going, oh. So I'm going to go ahead and glue on the oval. We can talk about how the shark's mouth is shaped like an oval, like a squished circle a little bit. We love integrating shapes into everything we do, of course. Put that right there. And then this is the bit where your kiddos can really jump in and practice their cutting. So I said before, kid-sized scissors are a great investment. They're only like $1 or $2 at the grocery store, and cutting is a really hard skill that is something that takes a long time to pick up. So if you let your kiddos practice, the better they're going to get, the easier it is, and the less stress you have because they know how to use scissors. So like I said before, I'll go over again how to teach your kiddos to hold and cut with scissors. Is get their thumb out and put that in the small hole, 2 fingers on the bottom, and make sure their thumb is always on top. And then when they're cutting, Make sure they're holding the paper with their other hand, thumb on the top as well when they're cutting because it's easier to control. And then start at ends. Make sure they know to follow the black line, right? So start at one end and cut, open, shut. You have a nice shark tooth there. So just keep going through. These are pretty easy cuts to make. This is a great activity, like I said, for your kiddos, just really getting some confidence in their cutting skills and trying to do things independently. It's always a bit scary for us. And you might not use all of the teeth, but this is not a super take a lot of adult guidance in this activity, so this is the part where your kiddos can really build some skills. So I encourage you to let them cut as much as they are willing to. Are they willing to work for you there? And once you get all your triangles cut out, then this is also time for your kiddos to really be creative in where they want to put their teeth. You can kind of maybe put we could put some glue on the bottom and then start sticking on the teeth. They don't have to be any which way. Kiddos can just go a little bit wild with it and just put however they want their shark's teeth. That's the way it's going to be. And sharks have so many teeth, right? We can kind of talk about this a little bit about how they have lots and lots of teeth. And they have rows and rows of teeth. So they are always losing their teeth, like maybe some big brothers and big sisters are doing right now anyway. And so they have lots of teeth in their mouth and they lose them and then just get new ones as you go. And there's my row of teeth on the bottom. You can do the same thing on the top. Sharks are pretty popular right now with baby sharks and all that. So I hope you guys have some fun with this at home, making your. Once you finish putting all your teeth onto your shark, so it looks a little bit like this, and it might take some time to dry if you use the wet glue. You're pretty much done. This is just the time that you can go ahead and put your shark's eyes on if you're using googly eyes like me, or you can use some markers or crayons and just draw on some eyes. Is great too. Just whatever you have, per usual. And then your shark is pretty much done. And this is another opportunity, kind of like yesterday, if you want to really expand on it for your kiddos and ask them what your shark's name is and what your shark's doing, and kind of, related like a journal writing, how we talked about that a little bit. But that's our craft today. And it comes out kind of cute little sharks for your kiddos to have at home. The very pretty simple activity that you could do some cutting, following directions, and I'm sure your kiddos would love to have little sharks of their own at home. So thank you so much for joining me today, friends. It was a lot of fun making sharks together. I hope you had fun singing my song and learning about Clark the shark and how silly he can be. And then I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow we'll be we'll be making our very own moon sand at home, and with just 2 little ingredients. It's pretty easy and it's super fun. And then we can you guys play sand castles and stuff at home like you would at the beach. So hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. Give me some knuckles, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.